What's the deal? Yeah, what's the deal? What's the deal? How you feel? What's the deal? Where you at?
So y'all here? Y'all like inspiration? Y'all like motivation?
Denise Camille?
Y'all like ventilation?
Denise Camille?
Y'all know I gotta make up a few words here and there, but who y'all here with?
Ventilation and Denise Camille.
Under the act. But we not playing no games.
We're not into games. We don't like Sega, PlayStation, or Xbox.
So y'all here with Dilate the Dialogue with Denise Camille.
Dilate the dialogue.
We gotta open up, not them legs, but the mind.
Denise Camille.
Cause I know y'all trying to find y'all strength.
Denise Camille.
Intertwined with the life of me.
Denise Camille.
Greetings. How y'all feeling? With another episode of Dilate the Dialogue with the one and only. The one and only. Denise Camille, y'all hear another episode. Glad to be back. What's some of my words? Blah, 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 blah. Glad to be back. Glad to have y'all listeners back. Glad to have the following. Glad to know that I'm grateful to be here, right? Y'all here with another episode. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How y'all breathing? How y'all achieving? Right? I am Denise Camille. I am the Urban Love Therapist. I am the Relationship with Self Coach. I am the author. Y'all know I talk about my biggest, newest baby. Bam! Urban Life with Love, y'all. 5 languages we speak. It talks about the 5 native languages that we learned of love that we so eagerly were taught as children, right? And yet somehow we were coerced into believing that the other 5 were what we needed to give other people, which is what applaud the Gary Chapman who talks about those 5: touch, time, talents, words of affirmation, the things that we should be giving ourselves: quality time, space, touch, talking to ourselves, that words of affirmation. Those are the things that we need. I remember when I took the test way back when and trying to identify what's your love language. I'm all 5. What you mean? I need all 5. I need all 5. So that means I have to give it to myself, right? And in doing counseling with couples and individuals, I realized those 5 languages that we were taught, those are not the 5 we grew up on. Those are not the 5 we adapted to. Those are not the 5 we attracted. Yet, in order for us to identify our alignment with our, right person or partnership or soul tribe family, we have to address the root to get to the right fruits. Or else we'll be repeating patterns of psychosocial, pathological, inhumane energies and emotions that don't connect with anything. It's just a disconnect all across the board. Why? Because we're not ready to do the healing work. And this book, Urban Life with Love, addresses yourself in a way that you have to heal. In order to, deal, you got to feel, you got to heal, you got to be real with yourself. So, check that out. Check me out on my website, Urban Life with Love, y'all. 5 languages we speak. It is also, I call it your convenient therapy. The community environment that no one has to see. After every chapter, there are self-assessment questionnaires that you can ask and answer yourself for yourself. And it's, and doing the healing work, you have to do it for yourself. Can't nobody else do it for you, right? Okay. Enough about that commercial. Back to the regularly scheduled program. So y'all hear another episode. Normally I do my deck, self-awareness deck, that I'm normally pulling from. Yet I had another topic that I wrote down some time ago and I wanted to address it. And this topic, it came from like a just regular conversation I was having with an old colleague of mine years ago. And I was like, what if... it's one of them questions. So the question is, when love blocks your blessings, what do you do? So this was a female colleague. And it was like, what do you do when love blocks your blessing? right? Okay, so you know me, I gotta do some definitions. Let's go into defining love. And of course, we all should know love is an action, not a feeling, right? Let us define love. Oh, man. An intense feeling or of deep affection, a great interest and pleasure in something, or feel the verb to feel deep affection for someone, like or enjoy very much. Even though it's an intense feeling, is it, we can go into what love is. Is it something that portrays itself onto you? Is it something that you trip up and you're like, I fell into love. Wait, what? How'd you? And then sometimes the metaphysical mindset of mine is like, is it that we're falling into love and not rising into grace? Because to me, when you're truly in love, you're in a graceful space. Everything you do is done with grace and appreciation and kindness and just giving where there's no resentment to like, well, I'm gonna just harbor this feeling because this individual, had me feel some kind of way. Love is that place where life is just, you're frolicking. You're frolicking because you're gracefully dancing in the flowers. You don't even care. And sometimes individuals think that love has to come from someone else giving it to you. Yet, to me, I feel like the best love is honestly when you find love within yourself. And I remember I have a post I may post it, I may not. It was maybe a year or two ago. I was allowing Camille to kind of run the show, and Denise had to take back over, and she was like, if who don't love you, if nobody else loves you, I love you. I love you. I love that you're funny. I love, I started naming the things about me to me so that way I can feel loved from me. Because most times we're pointing out love of someone else. We're like, yeah, I love the way they do this and I love the way they do that. So what we're feeling we have to do is we have to give out our love to someone else to validate their existence, right? And yet love is always that place of giving to self, taking care of self. Some people who don't have children, they aspire to want children. And the ones who have children are like, you sure you know what you're asking for? You know what I'm saying? It's like, listen. Yet I would say parenting is not for the weak. You see the microphone, I'm like, yeah, it's not. It's not for the weak, yet if you're weak as you start out, you become stronger. It's all perspective and perception of what you're looking at. Trust me, I am far from a perfect parent, yet I had to learn the hands-off parenting. I had to learn the stop talking parenting or speak when needed to, because again, we don't own our children. We are the vessels to bring them here, and they have their own great purpose to fulfill. So that's love. Yet, what do you do when love blocks your blessing? Let's define the word blessing. I went off on a tangent with love. I guess, love can take you places. Just being alive and being grateful for the day, to me, that's love. That's, I am so enamored that I'm here another day. I get to do something. I get to change my mindset. I get to transmute energy. I get to take another one step further on my businesses. I get to do that. Yesterday I may not have been a better day, and today I may have had some hiccups, and I'm just like, I get to. So I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged daily. Thank you. First of all, let's give a huge shout out to my spirit team. If it wasn't for them, I don't know where I would be. Thank y'all. I'm humbled. My spirit team, ancestors, spirit guides, universe that co-create. I'm grateful, right? I'm grateful. Every day I'm grateful. So blessing is God's favor and protection. Ooh. Oh, okay. Oh, let's wrap it up. That was a whole conversation right there. God's favor and protection, as we define the term blessing, or a prayer asking for God's favor and protection. Okay, those are examples. That was pretty easy. God's favor and protection. Oh my God. I don't know if y'all caught it. I caught it when I just read the definition of a blessing. God's favor and protection. For those that have a higher power, whatever your belief system is, your source, your creator, the favor of your source and their protection of you. So when love blocks your blessing, what is it? So I can give my personal story. And I guess I had to identify that maybe it wasn't real love. And people say, well, how do you know it's real love and how do you know it's fake love? Because the one word that I see when it says when love blocks your blessing, when love is blocking your favor and your protection, that's not love. That's a distraction. Because clearly the favor of your source and the protection of the source, the higher power that guides and protects and redirects and gives you intuition, and it's up to you to apply discernment. Instead of discernment, we use discretion. Oh! You know, when they say, when you used to watch movies back in the day, viewer discretion is advised. A lot of us choose to use discretion opposed to using discernment when we call things love, right? A lot of times, and I can attest to these things because I've lived it. We would rather distract ourselves because it seems quick and easy and fun and excuse me, yet the blessing is God's favor and the protection, right? So love, it's finding the way of loving, or let's say, because my mind is trying to take me everywhere, and I'm like, no, grab that thought. No, grab that thought. The train of thoughts keep moving. Sorry. So, love has so many definitions of what an individual would define as love, right? Yet, are we truly defining love from a heart space or from a societal space? You know, I want to get into that. Let's take this pause and we'll come back on the second half, right? Where we discuss the love of God's favor and opposed to the love that blocks God's protection and favor. All right, y'all. See you on the second half. Peace. Hey, y'all. Greetings. We back. Sorry. We back for the second half. Now, every time I say back to the second half, I think of Days of Our Lives. I used to watch Marlena. I never knew Marlena had a twin. I was like, yeah, I didn't know a twin. Okay, that's what's up. Had to learn that back in the day when they was doing, I'm segueing so bad. Let me pull it back. My fault, y'all. Y'all back with the second half of Dilating the Dialogue with the one and only Denise Camille. How y'all feeling? How y'all breathing? How y'all receiving? How y'all achieving? Success is defined by the smile that you put forth first. Yes. So today's topic is when love blocks your blessing. We define love as that feeling or action we put forth towards someone else. And a blessing is God's favor and protection. Like we said, it could be your higher power. It could be your source, right? The source of who you receive your intuition from, your downloads, whatever have you call it, to get you to a place of growth, personal growth, right? So what I was saying earlier was that, are we using discretion? Let me define discretion, because I always remember viewer discretion is advised. When I was too young to watch certain shows, back in the day, they at least gave you a disclaimer. These DI words are really, I'm loving it now. I'm pretty big on wordplay. And I usually give a disclaimer when I have clients. I'm like, yeah, here's my disclaimer. I'm pretty raw. I'm straight to the point. I'm blunt. I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. And I ain't gonna waste your time. Right? So a disclaimer is a statement that denies something. Especially responsibility. I almost want to shut the whole podcast down. Like, oh, okay, there it is. Especially responsibility. Was that the word we used in disclaimer? No, the word was in discretion. What was I talking about? Where was my mind? Where was my mind? Forgive me, y'all. Viewer discretion. Okay. So here we go with discretion. A statement that, the quality of behaving or speaking in such a way as to avoid causing offense or revealing private information. So why is it that we would use discretion over God's favor and protection, right? Why would we use that over that? And it's saying what? A way to avoid causing offense or revealing private information. When God's favor and protection, it's not that it's revealing private information, it's put us in a place of guidance, the right path, right? So when love blocks your blessing, 9 times out of 10, those are distractions so that you'll find discretions so you don't get to your place of redemption. Right. So when love blocks your blessing, most times we call it love. Like, no, I'm falling in love and I want to find love and I want to do this and I want to do that with a partner. Most times that partner has their own unique purpose. And you might have been on their path for a short amount of time, and a short time could be 1 month, 1 year, 10 years. However, yet because we are human beings that evolve, we don't always stay the same at all times, right? And yes, it sounds good to have a person or have, oh, that's my person. And I've been there. It truly is a deep connection when it's real. And when it is real, the love is not blocking the blessing. Yet the mindset of the individual who has God's favor is allowing love to disguise itself as a place of, what is that? I keep seeing like a train stop or like a stop. Like, this is my stop. I have to get off here. And God's favor, your higher power is like, no. This is not where you had to be. There was a lesson for you to learn with love. Because again, if you loved yourself enough, you would keep going. You would keep going. And the individual who is your person, your true love, y'all would grow and go together. Because they have their own path to go on, right? They have their own way of protection and favor, right? As we all have our own purpose and genuine love of life, we're all in this place called Earth to find love. And most times, love is ourself. Usually, of course, the initial God I usually say in my first book, y'all check it out, Justice for the Caged Mind. I did that with my online course. The first God is your mother, the one who was the vessel who carried you. She was able to feed you on the inside out. You know, she was able to hold favor for you. Even though things were going the way they were going, she protected you. She carried you, right? And then when you're now into this 3D realm, here you are with God's favor, higher source, whoever you're able to hear and receive your information from, right? That's love. That's someone who's always got your back. And you got your ancestors. Listen, I can't tell you what I ain't been through, right? The protection is so divinely guided. It's not even funny. So, and I'm not discrediting someone finding a mate. Yet, just like I told this one gentleman when I was, at an event, a speed dating event for morale support, the speed dating was that the men walked around, the women were there. And as he sat next to me, the first thing, he didn't even say his name. The first thing he said was, "You're not looking for a man. I can tell you're not looking for a man. You don't like you looking for a man." And I was like, well, honestly, nobody should be looking for a man. That's number one. Because technically, do we go looking for a friend? Hey, I need a friend. Hey, are you my friend? I want a speed friend. What? No, why are we not doing that? Why? Because any relationship has to start with investment, has to start with friendship. So, friendships are organically created, just like relationships should be organically created in a place of investment. People are the investment, not the property. I don't know how we got so skewed up in society, but either way, I'm digressing. When love blocks your blessing, right? I'm doing my best not to rhyme. Find yourself in a place where you're needing to identify that are you blocking your blessing and calling it love? Are you blocking your blessing? Are you blocking the favor of the higher up, of the higher power, of your source? Are you blocking that favor and protection through the avenue of physical acknowledgement? Right? Because most people don't even know what love is. Love is an action. You don't have to say you love somebody to love them. Do you say you love yourself? Do you look in the mirror every day and say, you know what, I love you. I'm grateful for you. I'm thankful that we are here. I'm like the little speck on a flower on Horton Hears a Who. We are here, we are here, we are here. I'm grateful to be here. I love me. I had to learn how to pour back into me. My fault, y'all. We had some brief technical inconsistencies. Yeah, you have to learn how to love yourself. Because if you don't love you, who gonna love you? I'm gonna probably post that video because y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. If you don't love you, who love you? Who? Some people say, oh, my mom loves me. I had one of my daughters tell me one time, you have to love me. You're my mother. What? Ma'am, little ma'am. No. That's not how it rolls. That's not how I roll, right? No, that's not how we're doing it. What I would say to do is to encourage you to check in with your love. What does your love look like? And that's actually one of the questions in the book, Urban Life of Love. It really talks about, love from different languages, from different avenues of are we really loving and calling it love? It's having to see what exactly is going on and then making it move from there. Right? So it's still at a place of figuring out when love blocks your blessing, is it really love that you're allowing to block your favor and your protection? Or is it something else? Is it codependency? Is it, I don't know. It could be anything. It could be anything. It could be toxic avenging. It could be trauma bonding. It could be not doing the shadow work. It could be anything that you're noticing is not helping you grow as a human being because you don't want to do the work. It's definitely coming from a place of I need help. I need healing. I need to recognize why I do what I do. And just having to see when we're calling it love, is that our crutch because we don't want to do the work? I've had some people say, when I get a mate, they'll help me heal. No, that means you're vomiting your emotional virus on someone else's shoulders to take on, and then you notice they go down and you come up. No, that's not how it works. Those lessons called karma will still come back to you and say, remember when you did that person incorrectly and had them being the blame for your lack of? Yeah, here we're going to send you something that's shiny and bright and you think it's all the things right. We're going to let them teach you a lesson. Just remember, love can block your blessing when it's not love. When we can identify love. Start with the acronym of love, LOVE. What does that mean to me? What does that mean to you? Is it really love? Does it come from a place of happiness? Does it come from a place of hurt? Because the blessing is still the favor on the spiritual side. So it's almost like when love blocks your blessing, you're looking at love from a 3D and blessedness from the 5D. You're trying to connect the physical to the spiritual from a distorted avenue of eyes. What does that look like to you? What exactly are you growing into? Or are you just a seed without water, planted in the desert? You can always find water because you got to water your mind first. Everything is a mindset. The favor and the protection will be there if you deserve and, treat yourself with love. How loving are you to yourself? What does that look like for you? How can you define you within you in a place that you can see the blessings are there, the favor is there, the protection is there, and still call it love without anybody else? Remember, you come in this world alone. More than likely, you're going to go out alone, right? So it's definitely a place of growth, personal growth, a place of healing, a place of restoring the word love in your life. What does that look like? I encourage you today to find your strength in your love. Who said that? Whitney Houston. Find your strength in love. Okay, y'all. I was definitely impromptu. I encourage you today to be the loving person that you aspire to compliment yourself for. Be the 5D gift that you have been placed here for, with the source of favor and protection. Remove the blockages so that love can equate to blessings, so that the blessings can be love. The favor and protection can equate to love once you do the work, right? Once you do the work. All right, y'all. I appreciate the time well spent. This has been another episode of Dilates and Dialogue with the one and only Denise Camille. And today's topic was when love blocks your blessing. I encourage you today to be a better you for the sake of you, to grow stronger in your love, to understand what makes me love me. How can I want someone else to love me if I don't love me? That doesn't make any sense. Encourage yourself today to love yourself, to give yourself a hug, to give yourself a bath, to do the things that you would want somebody to do for you with no strings attached. All right, y'all. This has been another episode. I'm grateful, thankful, appreciative. All right. Take care. Hey.